Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So today is another marvelous day. Bitcoin and crypto both still heading higher. Today, though, I want to talk about the secret. The secret they don't want you to know. And I'm going to share what that secret is. So let's get started. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. U.S. market. Kind of choppy today, but what's not choppy is Bitcoin's trajectory, which just seems to be going up and up and up, slow and steady upward movement. That's what we want to see. 21.3, which is a couple hundred higher than this morning, which is a couple hundred higher than yesterday, and so forth, right? So we are definitely moving, but a lot of altcoins today having a really, really good day. The meme coins are going up and several others are going up. The AI space is exploding right now. But as you can see, we're nearing that 1 trillion market cap once again. Looking good, guys. Looking good. But first, what happened today in the U.S. market? Well, tomorrow's future market again looks like it's going to be a red. But today actually finished in the green for NASDAQ. So that's positive, even though Dow Jones got pulled down almost 400 points. Why? Because of Goldman Sachs. Because Goldman Sachs reported the worst earnings in over a decade. But the thing is, though, not all banks are struggling. It's just Goldman. Goldman, their CEO, David Solomon, said, they did too much. They screwed up, right? But other banks are doing quite fine. Some, in fact, are making money hand over fist still, right? So this is not a broader thing where you're seeing all the banks having problems, which overall is good if you think about it, right? So even though today you had one major bank that brought down, I should say, kind of the whole market, you argue that, but did not affect Bitcoin or crypto or tech. The Bitcoin related stocks shot up today. Coinbase shot up. MicroStrategy shot up. The mining company shot up, right? Tesla shot up. Today was just a really good recovery day. Really good recovery day. Now, before I get to the top secret that everyone wants to know, what else is going on in this space? Well, Circle is getting a new auditor, one of the top 4. They're switching from Grant Thornton, which isn't a bad company at all. I think they're top 5, but now they're moving in. There seems to be a big gap between the top 4 and everything else, right? So even though Grant Thornton was 5, they're not seen as good enough. So Circle now is going to utilize Deloitte as their auditor to make sure they have enough reserves for USDC, which is now becoming the de facto stablecoin of the crypto space. It's very important. All the regulators and everyone is looking at how to better regulate USDC, or you could argue how to take down USDC, because they're all trying to come out with their own CBDCs, right? Including the US and many other countries. So they have to be more careful than ever, and that's why they're switching auditors, right? And Coinbase also uses Deloitte, and Coinbase and Circle are both partners in USDC, so it makes sense that all their books are looked by one auditing firm. Okay. FTX, the new FTX CEO says he identified 5.5 billion liquid asset, Herculean investigative effort. Okay, that's how he describes it. So is there a chance that FTX comes out whole? Because they have found $1.7 billion in cash, $3.5 billion in crypto, $300 million in securities, plus they have another $426 million being held by the Bahamian Securities Commission, right? And there's others that they found. So far, looks like they're doing good work. Could it be possible that all of FTX is made whole and is solvent? Well, that's unlikely, because people think that the debt owed to the creditors is in excess of 8 or 10 billion. But here's the thing. There's still assets that FTX is trying to sell, which could be worth up to $5 billion. So that makes it $10 billion. So again, maybe there's a slight sliver of a chance that that could happen. And SBF, still not recognizing his position, is still tweeting out with his free time while he still has it, saying FTX is solvent. It always has been. I'm not sure where he's getting his numbers from or how accurate these numbers are, because he's been locked out of system for quite some time, right? And if he still somehow has access to the systems, well, that's a problem, right? So I don't know how he's coming up with this, but he has turned off comments and just saying FTX US is solvent, as it always has been, I think. Okay, he misspelled that. Anyways, yeah, but there's a chance. There's a chance. What else is going on? Well, Bitcoin is going on 14 straight green days. You know how things move really quick, right? Really quick. When times were bad, I told you guys, when things flip around, when things turn good, they turn good really fast, like tremendously fast, right? And that's where long-term holders, they prosper, they benefit, because even though long-term holders look like idiots on the way down, but when things recover and make new highs, right, they look like geniuses. And that's the strategy. Every single investor does that, or every single successful investor, I should say. But take a look. Just 14 days ago, we were still hovering at 16,800. Then we started forming little greens, just $22, plus $22, plus $83, plus $10, plus $18. Even after 4 days of trading, only up $100-something, right? But then things started moving quickly. And even though, you know, recently we've been kind of slow, right? But it's clear. It's clear we're still gaining every single day, little by little, little by little, little by little, right? Can't complain. I think the most consecutive up days, I think I saw something recently that said it was 20 days. So we're getting there. 20 days has been the longest trend for positive days for Bitcoin, consecutive positive days. And we're getting closer and closer to that. So that's fantastic. All right. What else is there? Well, as for this big top secret that the bears, the naysayers, the non-believers, the governments, the banks don't want you to know is Bitcoin, even though it has come back down from its high of 70,000, and yes, we were in this very, very, very long, prolonged downtrend. The secret is Bitcoin has always been doing this. That's the thing. That's why I remain so bullish, because if you live through a couple of these cycles, I know most people haven't, but if you live through one or live through two, if you're lucky enough, then you'll know that this is normal. We had major exchanges go down. We had Mt. Gox, which arguably at the time was as big as Binance, Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, Huobi combined, because it was like the only one, and it was hacked for 800,000 Bitcoins, right? If Bitcoin can survive a hack like that, and it could survive Silk Road, which was a platform that gave Bitcoin a black eye for so many years, because people use that as an excuse, like, oh, Bitcoin is only used for illicit stuff and legal stuff. If Bitcoin can survive those periods where it barely got off the ground and it was deemed like a major Ponzi or illegal activity chain, and only criminals use it, right? If it can survive all that, it could survive FTX. It could survive Luna and ITrustCapital. It could survive anything that we really throw at it, right? So here's the secret. Bitcoin has been through this, and it had many downturns, and it had a lot of crypto winters. But the thing is, what happens after them? we see Bitcoin recover. It's really that simple. Why does Bitcoin recover? Is it miraculously, going up to the moon? Is it programmed that way? Why does it happen? It happens because there's really due to two reasons. Number one is because Bitcoin is set by code that no one controls. No government, no person, no company can control it, right? It's the most decentralized network we have today. The hardest asset we also have today. It's a combination of both. But more importantly, every single cycle, more and more people learn about Bitcoin, understand what it's about, and then they continue to hold on DCA. It's really that simple. These two reasons. More and more people every single cycle learn about Bitcoin, know about its true potential, know why it exists, and why everyone will be fighting for it in the future. And that is why every single cycle you form a higher low and you also form a higher high. That's history. That's fact, right? You can't disprove it because it has been doing that for the last 12 years, right? So that's the ultimate secret. Maybe some of you guys refuse to believe it, but you just look at this chart. Our current downtrend, right, where it ended was almost to the T of the last downtrend, right? And you look at what follows afterwards in terms of the uptrend, the amount of time, right? That's dictated basically by the halving event, the 4-year cycle. And then we kind of rinse and repeat. But every single time, Bitcoin gets stronger and bigger and higher in price and value. And as inflation gets worse and worse and worse, and as the dollar loses its buying power over time, naturally, all assets go up because of that too, including Bitcoin, which no other asset has outperformed in the last 10 years. Nothing is close. It's quite easy to understand. Other things that support this, the realized price, which is a very bullish thing. Whenever Bitcoin drops below and then comes above it, only Bitcoin's history, we only had that happen, a handful of times, and that has just happened. So again, we're starting that recovery back up. And people mention volume, like people are like, oh, the volume is too low. It can't be real, right? Well, volume is building. Volume is building. People are still cautious, and that's okay. People don't quite believe. We're in that disbelief stage I've been talking about, right? But volume is starting to come back. Slowly but surely, and that's awesome. Okay, we don't want everyone to FOMO in all at once. That would actually probably bring more disaster than good. So slow volume, slow transactions coming back in. Fantastic stuff. All right, outside of Bitcoin, what else is happening? Well, there's a couple things. Oh, I forgot. I have this one too, showing the number of people or addresses holding above 1 Bitcoin. Take a look how it has spiked up within the last few months. Okay, even though it's been going up in all of 2022, but notice how in November 2022 to December to January, how it jumped because what I said about people understanding about Bitcoin and jumping in and hodling. That number went up tremendously, almost 1 million just within a few months alone. That's awesome. Very, very awesome. Anyways, some altcoin news. Cardano, a lot of people have been wondering what's going on with Cardano, right? DJED, which is a stablecoin that's coming out for Cardano, is on track, and it's going to launch this month. So seeing how we only have 2 weeks left in this month, it's soon, right? So will this boost Cardano overall? Quite possibly. Something else I didn't know about Cardano is that they formed a relationship with Singularity.net, which a lot of you guys are paying attention to because it's an AI play and it's been pumping, right? But they actually have a big relationship. Charles Hoskinson is a big fan of Singularity, and they are working together to try to create more AI projects and get more projects involved with AI. So there's that too. So Cardano has a lot of stuff going on, even though at times seems like There's nothing going on, but there's a lot of developments happening, and they're still trying to work on their governance and other things, right? So good stuff happening within Cardano's ecosystem. I've been talking about Polygon recently. Their upgrade has just happened, or concluded, I should say. That's good. Reduces gas spikes, addresses reorgs, and then they're working on their ZK EVM, which is coming. So good for them. Also, meme coins are going up. Sheep, right? Up in a big way today. Doge is up, not as big, but it's because Shibarium, which is Sheep's layer 2, is imminent and is about to come, right? And people are excited about it, and burning is up, and there's a lot of excitement about meme coins, right? And meme coins, whether you like it or not, they do a great job attracting new people into the space. A lot leave, but a lot stay. I've talked to so many people that have said, hey, I got drawn in by Sheep. I didn't quite understand, but now I do, and I'm still here, right? So whether you like meme coins or not, they do a good job at drawing people in. But as for Sheep, I have said, I like what they're doing. They're trying to expand outside being a meme coin, right? So good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, that's about it. But overall, we're still trending up. The market is looking good. All right, let's do some Q&A. First time chatter, Ben Sack and Jimbo mixed it. Hey guys on Twitch, welcome. Not a whole lot of people talking on Rumble right now. All right, let's see. Will Sheep lead the Bitcoin bull run? I don't think so. I don't think so. But you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Wes, is the risk versus rewards of staking from a cold wallet, is it worth it? If you're staking from a cold wallet, you're fine, right? Like you could stake your ADA from Ledger. That is safe, right? I don't know what else you're referring to, but generally speaking, when you're staking from a hardware wallet, right, like a cold wallet, like a Ledger or Treasure, it's safe. It's safe. You retain it. Speaking of SBF, I know a lot of you guys are still waiting for that infamous tape. Unfortunately, that's not going to be released. But I am working on something for you guys. Something that I think you'll enjoy. Okay? I'm coming out with something that it's a series that I'm going to call SBF Adventures. I'm working with a couple of guys to help me create this. I think you guys will enjoy it. It's going to be quite enjoyable. Let's just put it that way. All right. What else is there? I heard you talk about Cardano a while back. What do you think about Cardano's chart? I'm not worried about charts right now. What I'm paying attention to is whether a project is still moving forward, still developing, still progressing towards their ultimate goal, or according to the roadmap. And Cardano is still doing that, right? A little slow. I haven't heard much about any recent huge developments, but, you know, they are a chain, works closely with another project, CADX, right? Still pushing out more things, developing, moving forward, not giving up. And that's more important than what any charts say. Am I getting at my OnlyFans back up? I have put a halt on it for now. If I transfer my crypto from Binance to hard wallet using Binance Smart Chain, is my crypto safe if Binance went down? Yes. Binance Chain really has nothing to do with Binance themselves. They're separate. So I think that's what you're referring to. Yeah. Planet Goop, welcome. All my stuff is in Coinbase Wallet. Hopefully it's good enough. Coinbase Wallet is a self-custody wallet, which is great. It really has nothing to do with Coinbase. I mean, it was created by them, but it has nothing to do with the exchange. It is a self-custody wallet. But they are having some problems with NFTs with Apple. Apple wants to charge, 30% gas fees, which Coinbase does not control. So right now, NFT transfers are stopped within Coinbase Wallet on iOS, if you have iOS. What is Gal? Why pumping? I don't know if you're referring to Gala or something else that's called Gal, because if you're referring to something else, I don't know. Gala's pumping because their gaming platform and they have expanded into films and music, and they had a big partnership or big announcement about upcoming movies. I mean, overall, also they're oversold. What do you say to Binance thought about them printing BEP20, BUSD? What's the FUD? Are you saying they're printing it without backing it by anything? I don't even know the FUD. And I don't know why so many people try to find more FUD to worry about. That's not what's important right now. What's important is market recovery, what's making it go up, identifying good projects to hold on or to buy into, right? Prepare for the recovery and the oncoming bull cycle that is coming, right? Rather than try to worry about that. And I don't even know where that's coming from, honestly. I haven't even heard about that. But Paxos is a stablecoin maker. They make stablecoins for not only themselves, but Binance and for Gemini. Everything that they hold is one-to-one. It has always been like that. So I don't think that has changed ever. They're actually the very first stablecoin issuer that had everything backed one-to-one with cash. Because up until a certain point, not even USDC was backed one-to-one to cash. It was mostly like treasury notes, some cash, and some bonds. But I think USDC has changed it to one-to-one cash. But Paxos has always been solid. It's just that they're really small. Binance is not printing anything, okay? They're not minting anything that they don't have backed. If you're looking for something to be scared of, okay, go ahead. Mike, welcome. Patrick, good luck when you go to Vegas. Maybe money better spent would be to DCA some more instead of spending it in Vegas. But it's up to you. Do you think there will be another DeFi summer? It's already happening. A lot of DeFi projects have gone up quite a lot. So I think DeFi is only going to get stronger. So a DeFi summer? Sure. Sure. I need more George NFTs to sell. I have put a halt on it for now, right? But all NFTs, well, they were created for the sole purpose of really to exchange for future benefits, like tickets to GeorgeCon, which has been postponed for many years. Every time I'm ready for it, the market seems to go down. But I will have one, and there'll be many benefits for NFT holders. Cosmos is great tech, but the coin has very little use. Yes, that's why interchain security, which they are introducing, is going to provide that use. Right now, really, yes, it's just you could stake it, or you can, put in a liquidity pool on osmosis. But interchain security will require smaller projects to borrow the nodes. When they do so, they have to rent it with Atom tokens. So that's a big thing. I don't know how many smaller projects will rent security from the main chain Cosmos, but it is something that they're working on. The Manson says, I DCA'd for the past 6 months, and now all is in profit. F casinos. Congratulations. That's what you're supposed to do. Buy low and sell high. DCA when things are low. Even if you're down, right? If you believe in projects, you believe in Ethereum, you believe in Cosmos, you believe in BNB, you believe in Cardano, right? Why would you not take advantage of DCA and lower your cost average down so when things recover, you're in the green again? That's why I've been doing that DCA with you guys every Wednesday night, to prove to you guys when it turns green. Let's go prove to you guys that DCA consistently on a schedule works and there's no guessing involved. But Bitcoin, man, just keeps on going. Keeps on trucking away. Zoom in a little bit. I mean, you can clearly see that upward trajectory. Did someone say, I believe in flipping Ferraris? It's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. This morning I covered about the new Corvette E-Ray, which I'm not a fan of the name, but somehow I think people just accept it. But anyways, so I called a couple dealerships. I'm like, hey, how can I place an order? First dealership, the guy's like, I don't know how to do it. I have to ask my manager. He seemed very unprepared for that question. The second dealership, same guy or another guy that was unprepared, transferred to a Corvette specialist. And I talked to him. I'm like, how do I place the order? He's like, oh, we're taking names. But just so you know, there will be a additional fee. We're charging $50,000 over MSRP. So the dealership wants to make $50,000 for selling you the car. The MSRP on the car is $100,000. So you're paying $150,000 at least, right? And they could get away with that. And they're like, well, we charge $30,000 for the Z06. I'm like, okay, no thank you. I don't know. I don't know how dealerships could get away with it. I don't know why GM would allow them to get away with it. If they really clamp down, they can't. Like I'll tell you with Ferrari dealerships are really, really, really scared about corporate. Because there's many that gets their licenses taken away, they get slapped with huge fines, right? And their dealerships are no nonsense, no markups, okay? They'll take your order, they put you in line, you can't try to cut or anything like that. Yeah, so they may steer you towards expensive upgrades, right? But still, They don't act like a Chevy dealership that thinks it's perfectly okay to tell people, well, there's a markup of $50,000. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The largest GM dealer in the States, located in Michigan, does not charge over MSRP. I'm going to test that out. Shafaya. I'm sorry, I butchered your name, but I'm going to test that out. I'm going to see if that's true. DJ Stanley, I have a 100K portfolio, 50% Bitcoin, ETH, and the rest mid caps. Do you think that next bull run I could achieve 8 to 10x growth? 8 to 10x. The next bull run, I don't anticipate. Well, I take that back. I take that back. I was going to say, the next bull run, I don't anticipate Bitcoin going up 10x. There's an off chance. But I don't think Bitcoin could hit as high as 210,000 by the peak of 2025. I think we're probably going to end up being anywhere from like 125 to 150. But there's an off chance. So that's 10x. 8x? Yes. And if Bitcoin could do an 8x, then you bet that Ethereum and others are going to do more than 8x. They're going to do 10, 15, 20x. Right? So I think it's possible. I think it's possible. See, like normal, the new Stingray, the C8, they have been coming down hard in price, right? Because they're not limited, and you know they were charging 50 to 100K MSRP over MSRP, and now the people that got stuck buying them at that high has just lost so much from depreciation, and even the dealerships are losing that much. Dealerships are losing those greedy ones that overbought C8s or G wagons and stuff. They lost a ton because they were too greedy, trying to mark things up. And now prices have started to come down. Eventually, Z06 and a new E-Ray, they're not going to have any overages, you know, dealer markups. It's just ridiculous. Why did Tesla have more color options in the past and narrow down to a few? It's probably cheaper for them. So they don't have to have so many paint colors. I don't know. I don't know what more colors you're referring to. DJ stablecoin pump Cardano. Do you think 2 to 3x? Cardano has been, you know, lagging compared to its peers for sure. Can they pick up momentum due to DJed and you know giving a boost to their DeFi ecosystem? Sure. I don't think it's gonna have an immediate effect. Over time it will, but like immediately probably not. Because we saw VeChain also launch their stablecoin. It didn't do quite all that much, right? But it's a step in the right direction, you know, in terms of boosting their DeFi offering. Do you think Tesla or Elon bought a dip? No, I mean Tesla. Oh, you mean like if they bought the Bitcoin dip? Maybe. I would not be surprised to hear, you know, months down the road, Elon's like, oh yeah, we bought some more Tesla. We bought some more Bitcoin. It would not surprise me. It will pump Cody for sure. Well, Cody is the project that created it, so yes. FOMO Sheep, yes, no. Never FOMO something in when it's up 22%. All right. I've talked about sheep so many times. Even yesterday, before I started pumping, I told you guys, hey, layer 2, a lot of enthusiasm over this could be a good thing, right? FOMOing then would be better than now because it's gone up 23%. So you never want to FOMO in when something's up 20+%. You want to wait for it to cool down, calm down. It always does. Then if you want to FOMO in, fine, do it, right? But The good thing is, even though a lot of projects have come back up, and we're closing in that 1 trillion market cap, we are still way lower than our previous high. So there's still plenty of chance to FOMO. There's still plenty of chance to DCA, right, as we slowly recover. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Fifth nail. You're welcome. Heard FAA hack might have pumped up Bitcoin. What? I don't know where you got that from. Lion Toast. How did the two correlate? I have no idea. No idea. Tesla stock did well today. It did do very well. It did do very well. All right, guys, let you go. See what happens tomorrow. We're going to be a couple hundred higher tomorrow. That would be great. We're forming little baby steps. But ultimately today, what I want to share was just top secret. The secret that the bears, the naysayers, the non-believers don't want you to know, don't want you to believe. And that is Bitcoin has seen rough patches, has gone through crypto winters, have seen major corrections, have seen major exchanges and bad actor. Yet, it still continues forward every single time. So, all right, guys, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.